Hi, it's Liz and Ruth here today with another tutorial from Fabric Embellishing.
Today we're going to show you how to put a little bit of bling and shiny stuff on your art. So what we're going to work with today is Textiva, which is a sheet, and it will unroll and it'll look like this. And they come in different colors like this. This is a sheet of Mylar.
Kind of looks like an oil slick when you unroll it.
Yeah, it's really a lot of fun. I mean, look how this looks.
Yeah, it's very oil slick.
I mean, you know,
yeah,
so the colors kind of are, I don't know, iridescent.
Yeah.
Now this one is what we call, what do we call this?
Crystallina.
Crystallina. And it is cut Mylar, and it has a little bit of a crinkly to it, and it's coarser and thicker than this, which is the Angelina. Now this is what I love. See how thin this is? Liz and I like to play with this one the most. It melts together well. So what we're going to do is show you how to make a sheet to start with. So this stuff, you just kind of pull off little bits of it. You want to help here?
Sure.
And get some colors going. I mean, look how fine this is. Isn't that fun?
Yeah. Now we like to use an iron that has no holes in the bottom, and we like this one a lot. This one from, it's Handy.
Little red irons.
Handy iron.
Yeah.
Candy's Handy iron.
Yeah.
What I really like is that it's got a you probably can't see that, but it has a temperature control. So when you're working with really delicate things, you can turn it down.
So what you're going to need first is a sheet that is, you know, not going to melt. You can use paper. We use these that are from Teflon sheets from Misty Fuse. You need one underneath, and then you need something on top.
But I've even done it with parchment paper or printer paper. You know, sometimes you just got to do the bling, and you don't have a pressing sheet with you.
So it doesn't take very long, and this iron gets really, really hot. And by not having any holes, you're going to get even coverage. You're not going to have spots where it doesn't adhere.
And one other thing about the Teflon sheet is that it transfers the heat a little better than paper, so it goes faster. You're using paper.
It does get a little hot, but see how it sticks to that? And it cools pretty quickly though. And all of a sudden, this is what you have. Isn't that fun? Now this can be cut up. It can be stamped on, which Liz is going to show you later. But you can also put in other things. And I don't know if you can see this really well, but I've put in a little bit of ribbon. And then I took some of the pink Textiva bits and cut it up and put it in there.
Looks pretty cool.
And that looks pretty cool,
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
And it's between, and then you have to put some more on top. So what you're doing is sandwiching it together and melting it all together. Now this can be used just like this, but most of the time we like to cut it up and do other things with it.
A lot of times I'll use it as a layer in a collage. So I'll put other collage elements on top. So it's just the, what do you call those little flippy bits out the end?
It's just little shimmery hairs.
Little shimmery hairs out the end. Because a little goes a long way. You don't really need a whole lot of it.
Yeah, we have friends who think a lot's not enough, but we're not really into the glitter stuff.
Yeah. All right, now let me show you how to use it with a stamp. You can use any kind of deeply etched rubber stamp, and this one is just a little butterfly. And you can also use it with wood block stamps. But what you need to know is you have to put a pile on. Yeah. A pretty good pile.
A whole lot more than this.
Yeah. Yeah, more. And if you want to make this thicker, you can certainly add more if you want a lot of bling. So I'm going to make a nice pile here on this.
You just kind of have to wad it up.
Wad it up. Tell it to behave.
Yeah, and don't forget about your pressing sheet. You do not want this melted all over your iron.
Now, the other thing is this won't stick. It only sticks to itself.
Yeah.
It doesn't stick to other fabrics. So I'm just ironing it. I'm putting a little pressure on here.
This is one of the wood stamps, and it does have really deep grooves.
Yeah. Ooh, it's a little hot.
It is hot.
Yeah, look how pretty that is. Ooh,
Isn't that
pretty
fun?
Cool. Now here's one that I did earlier, and I cut it out, the shape. And do you see here how it's all poofy in the middle? What I did to knock that back a little bit was I just put it back under the pressing sheet and very lightly went like this. And you can see it changing color. very lightly.
Careful, that'll be hot.
And then it knocked it back a little bit. And I think one of the cool things to do with this would be to go and use these lines to thread paint or do some stitching on it onto something else. You can stitch right through it. It's not a problem at all.
Yeah, this can be stitched. It can be glued.
There's a butterfly.
It can, yeah. And you can also trim it around the edges or just leave this
it like
this.
that.
I kind of like that one the way it is, yeah.
This is one I did using a grid. Like it was just a plastic grid.
Oh, plastic.
Yeah, it was plastic. So I just put the Angelina down and on the grid, and it's kind of a diamond grid.
I like to go get those grids at the where you get all your barbecue equipment. You know, you get really good grids, but then you have to hide them from your husband.
Yeah, because they want to use them for cooking or something. Now the blue here is where I took a paint stick, a Shiva paint stick, and just rubbed it just gently over the top, so you still have the indentations where it sealed, and then the part that was looser is that beautiful blue.
So did you heat set it after that?
No. Okay.
But I'm not going to wash this. So,
no.
You know.
Yeah. This is not really something you're going to wash.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put this on an everyday quilt.
No.
It would be kind of messy in your washing.
Yeah, or a garment. You know, you don't really want to use it on a garment. It'd be too much for that. But for collages and any kind of artwork, bags, it'd be very cool on some bags. Give yourself a little bling. I think this would be really cool as a closure on a bag, don't you think?
I had put these on my granddaughter's little back pockets on their jeans. They loved them.
Oh, cool.
But then they washed away. So, you know.
Well. All right.
But, okay, now I'm going to show you how to do a bead with the Mylar. This is the way the Mylar comes, and I've cut it kind of in a wedge. I don't know if you can see that here. Like this. Can you see that? Okay. Then you can use, and I use a chopstick because I have lots of chopsticks, but you can certainly use skewers of different sizes and larger and larger dowels. There's no,
You can make really big ones.
Really big ones.
Yeah. In the book, we show some really big ones.
So I start with the wide end, and I'm hoping I can get this going. My thumbs are kind of, there we go. And you roll it up like this, and you do have to hold it a bit.
Then you just, we're not going to actually heat.
Yeah, because it's kind of a boring thing.
It's too noisy to show you, but you just heat gun it, and really fast, it'll seal together.
It comes out like this.
Ah, magic.
Now, one of the things that you can do with this is cut them to any length. Oh, they're popping all over the place. There you go. So you can cut them in different lengths. Well, this one didn't do very good because it was at the end.
Yeah, but that one did.
You can make beads out of these. These are a lot of fun to stitch onto your...
Or do you make jewelry?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, that'd be a great kid project. Jewelry thing, because it weighs nothing. It'd be really lightweight.
Now these, I have taken 2 pieces of Mylar, one on one side, put some Angelina in there, and then put Mylar and pressed it. Textiva, I mean. Yeah. And I did the same thing here. Now what you can do then is roll these around, and so it gives a little bit more interest to your beads, and then use the heat gun and dry it. And this is what I ended up with. So it's kind of fun.
Got that.
And you've got the fuzzies sticking out in places, so it's a lot of fun. Yeah. But with the Textiva, you could even use just that.
I think this would be just cool to stitch down, don't you?
I think so
that
too.
Would be very cool.
Yeah.
Right down on the quilt, or any kind of piece of mixed media art would be very awesome. Did we have those little beads?
Yeah, here's some, these little ones here.
Yeah, we made these little ones with we used a sheet of Angelina to make these. And did the same thing, just kind of cut it in a wedge, and then wrapped it around a dowel and heated it. And we'll get a close-up photo of this and put it on the blog, the website tutorial. But you can see the longer you heat it, the more it distresses, and it takes away some of the shine. Yeah. So I really distressed it in the middle, so there's just shine on the ends, which is kind of cool.
That's
I think.
fun.
Yeah.
So what you would do is take a sheet like this, and then you would cut that into the wedge, just like you did the pieces of the Textiva. So you've got really an Angelina sheet that you're going to roll up like that.
Yeah.
Now this one would really look good.
That would look really cool
over something a little bit bigger maybe than a
Yeah, that would be a
pencil.
good dowel. I
Yeah,
think,
one
you
of the
know,
bigger dowels.
Bigger dowels.
Isn't
That would be
fun?
very cool.
That would be a really nice
And that way you
piece.
can mix your colors where you can't so much with this.
Yeah, this is you end up with just one color, whatever you choose.
Yeah.
Now it is kind of iridescent, so you get a little bit differences in color, but it's still not the same as getting all these colors here or mixing these here.
The only thing I want to talk about, cautionary things, is if you heat it too long, you'll like I said with the bead, I kind of use that to my advantage. You'll change the color and it will.
It won't be shiny anymore.
It won't be shiny anymore.
It'll just
kinda
get dull.
look icky. And the colors do change when you make it into a sheet. It's not always what you think it's going to be.
Yeah, 'cause
sometimes it's a little bit different because of the shimmer and the different cuts.
And sometimes the heat will change that color. You know, like when you iron something on your clothes or something and you do it too long, you know, it's going to change your color. So
but it's really fun to play with. So have a good
and-
time playing with it. We think it's fun. Okay, now we're going to talk about foiling. And there's a couple different ways you can do foiling. This is the foil product, and it's all pretty shiny. There's lots of different colors. There's iridescent ones. This one's like back to that oil slick look. This one's all disco ball.
And you get
Comes
them
in
all
colors,
kinds of colors.
lots of awesome metal colors.
Yeah.
So look at this blue. Oh my gosh. Hey, maybe I'll use this blue. That
now
would be
this
cool.
brand is not. It's a little duller. See, I mean, it's kind of fun.
It is a little bit
so
different.
so you get a different look and everything.
There's a bunch of different brands out there, and they all work pretty much the same. You can use glues. I don't like to use glue. It's too
you gotta
messy.
wait.
And we live in Colorado. You have a bottle of glue, it dries out.
Yeah.
We don't even use glue sticks around here because it just all dries out. So
or we
like,
buy one at a time.
yeah. So what I like to use is Misty Fuse when I'm doing foil. Misty Fuse is a heat activated fusible web, and it's used a lot in the quilting industry. So you can see it's really fine. And what I do is it's kind of one step. I cut these 3 little strips here. Thought they would be fun. And you need a hot iron. And I'm using this one, our favorite little red iron. Now what's different about the foil is you think you want to put it down like this.
Yeah, that's what I always did by mistake until I read the directions. You know, I thought,
good
why
at
is
this
this not working?
So what you want the color up, which is kind of, you think the color should go down, but the color goes up. And then you just put your iron on, and I take the edge of the iron and just kind of burnish it a little bit.
Don't worry about what the metal looks like. I mean, the sheets will be fine.
Yeah,
And you can reuse them wherever there is color remaining on the sheets, you can use that.
Yeah.
So just because it doesn't, you've used it
I
once.
lost one of my
Oh no, what happened to it? Misty Fuse flies away.
It flies away. So isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And then I did one that's a heart.
I like
I can
this
find
look
it.
because it's not real solid, and so it gives you kind of almost a transparent look, and
I
it's
think
fun.
It's kind of fun.
And it's a little organic.
Yeah, here's a heart I did. Let's do the heart with this oil slicky
Ooh,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be very cool. And I just freeform cut the heart out of Misty Fuse. It is not a perfect heart by any means. And I have the iron on a pretty hot setting. Actually, I have it on really hot.
Really hot,
Really hot.
Well, we had some other stuff that wasn't melting, so this may melt way too much. Huh?
Nah, it'll be fine. And you can, what I do is tend to check it and see how it's going, but you can see it starts to change on the surface when you're getting it up.
It kind of gets flat and loses a little bit of its shine.
Yeah, oh, that's pretty good. Go a little bit longer in this one area. That's why I like to use the edge. It just kind of burnishes it on there a little bit.
And this has no steam. You do not want to use steam with this.
Yeah, you don't want to use steam.
And because it's a flat surface, then you're not going to get little holes where there's no heat.
The other thing, I'm not going to do another one because you get the idea. It's pretty simple here. But what I like to do is I take the Misty Fuse and I rip it. So I get this organic edge instead of a straight edge. And I just love that. Well, maybe I will do it just because.
Here, try this one. This one I've never tried before.
This is that other brand?
Yeah.
Okay.
And look,
which
looks,
side's the right side?
well, the shiny side.
Okay.
There, see?
All right. Okay. Big test right on camera here, live. Let's see how it works. Oh,
Isn't that cool?
That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice.
I like that.
You know what's interesting though?
It's a thinner piece.
but it's much bigger than where the Misty Fuse was.
Yeah.
It's like it just kind of
Melted the Misty Fuse
melted
into place.
Oh.
It already has adhesive on it.
maybe.
Ooh.
Well, it doesn't though because you use it with adhesive. Well, this is what happens when you test new products live on camera. But
yes.
So that
Yes,
is
you're supposed to apply glue with this.
yeah. So, but obviously,
Isn't that fun?
okay. We're gonna wash this and let you guys know how
It turns out.
how it turns
Yeah.
out because we'll see how these.
Ooh, I really like that.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Okay, so what we're going to do next is this new product
Where's
here.
your cutout?
What happened to the cutout? Oh no! It comes with a nice little stick and a
Here, I'll
cutout.
put it on.
And there it is. See, it comes with these sheets of these fun little cutout things, and these are glue. The blue part is glue, and I've tried this on something else. Now, the biggest issue is getting this off of the paper. So what we're going to do is put this along the edge here, like this. And you're supposed to rub on the glue here. You
want to move the
Yeah,
iron.
move that iron. I don't want to get burnt. So you see that I don't know that this was a kind of a bad choice for this. There is a design here, and if I'd have put it on a different color, you could have probably seen the glue a little bit better. And it comes with this little, it looks like a popsicle stick with a,
End cut off.
yeah.
Oh yeah. It's all
So
stuck.
see, the glue does come off of the piece of plastic.
Oh, that worked great.
And I don't know if you can see that really well, but
Yeah.
well, we'll see. Anyway, so
it right there.
then you take, should we use this again to do the edge? What color should we use
Oh no,
here?
use that. Yeah, that copper.
Yeah, this copper looks good. All right, remember, color side up.
Now on this one, do you just use this or do you use an iron?
You use an iron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's only supposed to stick.
This is a whole new product. We haven't tried this one before either, except for one little like, oh, let's try this before we go live on camera. Ooh.
But we need to do a
You
little
do a
bit
little bit
more
more.
heat. Yeah. I did read
Yeah.
the directions.
Oh well, that's
So
good.
that's a good
That's a
thing.
good thing. Yeah, we're not
Yeah.
really. We don't usually read the directions.
Well, and sometimes
anybody else
you
like
know,
that out there? Yeah.
If we read the direction, we don't like the way it comes out, we try something else.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Directions aren't. Yeah, they're just suggestions, guidelines.
So, we could work a little bit more on this, but
I
you
like
get
it
the
all
idea.
broken
It's
up
kind
like
of
that,
fun.
though. Yeah.
And that's the way this edge piece here looks. It's very organic. So, and there's butterflies and some things. So
Yeah.
each of the packages comes with foil and then one of these. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah. And it really is designed for paper. So
Yes, it is.
It's designed for paper, so you probably have a little different, it might not be as
It would probably work better.
Yeah. But I like it broken up because then it looks old.
Old. Yeah.
that's
it looks
pretty
kind of
cool.
aged, and
Yeah.
that's what we like
Yeah.
anyway. So
So we have foil and Angelina, so you guys can go out and bling up your
Wait,
artwork.
we have one more way to
We do?
this.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot. This is, and how could I forget? Because this is
This
one
is
of
the
my
very
favorite ways.
first thing we have done. This is the very first way I
It's the
ever
way
did.
this is the first way I used foil, and that's the way I still like to
this
use
is
it.
bone ash, and it's like sprinkling salt or sugar, and it's an adhesive, but it's not. It won't activate until you heat it.
Yeah.
So what you do is just shake a little on, and now you can shake a bunch on and totally get the whole thing covered, or excuse me, remember, color side up. Do it like this. Go ahead, Liz. And wherever those little bitty sprinkles that look like salt or sugar are, the iron will activate it, and it will stick. So you get these little spots, and it looks like you've maybe just sprinkled glitter on it or something.
that.
But isn't that
Woohoo!
fun?
Isn't that beautiful?
This makes a
love it.
great background.
Yeah, I love that. And it's just right there on there. And again, it's not something you can throw in the wash all the time, but
Yeah.
for collages and your artwork, it's
It's
really
a lot
good.
of fun. And
Yeah.
it works on paper also.
Yep, works on paper just
Yeah.
the same way. So visit our website, textileevolution.com, for more fun tutorials and the rest of our book studies.
And you need to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our tutorials.